middle of the North Atlantic, and there's a massive oil tanker out here running from the US and being escorted by the Russian Navy. But here's the weird part. There's no oil on board. So what's going on? Let's rewind. This story starts with a tanker once called Bella 1. On paper, it was flagged in Guyana. In reality, it was part of a shadowy system moving sanctioned Iranian oil around the world. Then, in early January 2026, the ship basically changed identities at sea. New name, Marina. New paint, Russian flag. New registration, Russia. And that one change suddenly made it a lot harder for the US to touch. Because under maritime law, a ship under a national flag has protection, especially when that flag belongs to Russia. But remember, the tanker is empty, and that matters, because this isn't about what's inside the ship, it's about what the ship represents. See, Marina is part of what analysts called the dark fleet. Think of it as a loose network of over 1,000 old tankers that move sanctioned oil from places like Russia, Iran, and Venezuela. They switch names, turn off GPS, swap cargo in the middle of the ocean. It's like the black market, but for crude oil. Then, the US first tried to seize this tanker in December 2025 near Venezuela, saying it was tied to illicit Iranian oil funding terrorist groups. The Coast Guard moved in, the crew resisted, and the ship bolted into the Atlantic. Since then, US vessels, including a Legend-class cutter, have been trailing it across the ocean. As of January 7, 2026, the Marina is somewhere 230 to 300 miles off Ireland or south of Iceland, heading toward Murmansk in northern Russia, and US forces are still watching. Then, Russia did something unusual. It sent a submarine and Northern Fleet ships to escort the tanker. This is not normal, because this ship wasn't Russian until it suddenly was. Moscow even rushed its registration, likely just to put legal armor plating around it. Russian state media is now posting videos from the tanker saying the US is bullying a civilian ship. Meanwhile, experts warn, if the US boards now, it risks violating maritime law and escalating things. And here's where the plot thickens. This tanker drama is unfolding right after US forces carried out strikes and a raid in Venezuela, capturing President Nicolás Maduro. Maduro wasn't just another leader. He was one of Russia's closest allies in Latin America. Billions in arms deals, oil partnerships, strategic influence. So his fall? That's a huge loss for Moscow. So many analysts see this tanker escort as Russia flexing. It's symbolic. It says, we still protect our interests, even at sea, even far from home. So, big question. Are we sliding toward a US-Russia showdown? Probably not. Both sides know how dangerous that would be. This looks more like high-stakes signaling, not the beginning of war. But the risk here isn't strategy, it's miscalculation. You've got US ships, Russian escorts, a legally questionable tanker, and decades of political baggage, all floating together in the North Atlantic. So, yeah, the Marina may be empty, but it's carrying a very full load of geopolitics, and the world is watching where it sails next.